Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. This is wonderful. If we can just lower the voting age to 5, that's right. We're done. We're all set. We don't even need to bother. For those who don't know, I'm Michael Kraver, a candidate for Common Council. Before I get started, there are a few people I want to be sure to acknowledge. Most importantly, my wife Lauren deserves a big hand for allowing me to do this. My kids, Remy and Ellis, wherever he went, deserve credit for being good for mommy during bedtime on all the nights that I'm out at my meetings in the community. My mom also deserves a shout out. She's lived in White Plains for more than 40 years, and she's here being supportive of me even though she thinks I'm nuts to be doing this. I also want to acknowledge Ruth Marie Hicks, who will be my treasurer and will be helping me build my website. She's active in lots of local issues and is a local real estate broker. Ruth Marie provides me with ideas and energy that I value highly. And the last person I want to acknowledge is Nizam Singletary, who will be managing my campaign. He's right over here. Whenever I'm out with Nizam, he seems to know everybody in the restaurant. Eventually I decided, I better get that guy on my team so I don't have to run against him. And the incumbents are going to be looking to fill a slot on their tickets, and I'm not getting any ideas. So what's all this hoopla about? What's going on here? For those who don't know, I'm a White Plains kid. I attended public schools in White Plains from my first day of kindergarten until I graduated White Plains High School in June of 1995. I moved back in 2006 to an apartment downtown. Most 29-year-olds don't move back to the place where they grew up to be a few blocks away from their mother. But White Plains was undergoing a resurgence at the time. Still, folks would ask me why I would move back. I try to explain to them what made White Plains special. I said it's a unique place, but they often didn't get it. I wish that the folks who ask what makes White Plains special and unique could be here, could see this room. We've got seniors. We've got young people. We've got people who raise their kids in White Plains and people who are thinking about where to raise their kids. Folks from different stages of life. Folks from different races and different religions. I think we even have a few Republicans in the room. Our country would be a better place if it was more like White Plains. But there are problems in White Plains that we have to start to address. If there weren't problems, I wouldn't be giving myself this headache. I'd spend more time with my kids. I'd spend more time out on the basketball court trying to recapture the jump shot that left me years ago. But shortly after I moved back, friends of mine started deciding where they were going to move to settle with their families. Many of them wouldn't even look at White Plains. They knew about the vibrant downtown, they heard about all the luxury rental apartments, but they still didn't see White Plains as a place where they would settle for the long term. I started to get involved in local groups, trying to do what I could to address this issue. I thought that if the city leaders were proactive about helping our schools and making young families more of a focus of the decisions that they made, we could start to get on top of the problem. Over time, as I got involved locally, other problems started to pop up. The downtown, which was vibrant when I moved back in 2006, started to lose its momentum. Some of my favorite restaurants and local businesses started to close. The character of our neighborhood started to be undermined. Then the character of our city overall started to be changed by an over-reliance on short-term residents who live in luxury rental apartment buildings. We've added a bunch of luxury rental buildings in the last few years, and we were told that they would stimulate our downtown. It hasn't worked. Over the next few months of this campaign, we'll spend lots of time digging into all of these issues and others. For now, I want to read from 2 pieces of paper which summarize much about what's going wrong in White Plains and why I'm doing this. The first piece of paper is, this is how I spend my time, page 108 from the summary adopted budget for the fiscal year ending June 30th of 2014. The second piece of paper is a similar chart. It's a chart of full-time city personnel from the budget a few years later, the current budget for the year ending June 30th, 2017. If you look at the 2 budgets, and the one from 2014 goes back 5 years, it's a chart of city employees in various departments for 5 years, what you see is that in 2009 and 2010, we had 171 people in our fire department, 253 people in our police department, and 38 people working on parking enforcement. Fast forward to this year's budget, a few years after that. The number of folks in the fire department is down from 171 to 151, approximately 11%. The number of folks in the police department is down from 253 to 228, a decrease of approximately 10%. And guess what happened to the folks working in parking enforcement? Their number went up.
Shocking. Haven't noticed that.
Like I said, over the next few months, we'll spend plenty of time digging into these issues and others. For now, before I wrap up, I want to spend a few minutes talking about how this campaign is going to work. There are two underlying principles motivating the way my campaign will be run. The first principle is that it will be much different from the way our local political campaigns have been run in the past. See, I've been involved in the local Democratic Party for years, and I've volunteered for many campaigns. For those who haven't volunteered in political campaigns, the primary activity they ask you to do when you volunteer is called phone banking. Here's how phone banking works. You show up at an office with a bunch of phones. They give you a script, and they give you a list of strangers to call. You then call the strangers, and you read from the script. Most of them hang up on you. I don't think there's been a human since the birth of Alexander Graham Bell who has enjoyed phone banking. Yet, phone banking remains the primary activity that campaigns ask their volunteers to do, to get the word out and to reach voters. We will do a little bit of phone banking as the election draws nearer, but it will be quite low on our list of priorities. This campaign will be guided by the radical idea that local political campaigns should be fun and substantive. They should be about generating conversations, not reading from scripts. The second principle motivating the way my campaign will be run, is that it will give my supporters as many different ways to make a contribution as they can think of. Now that I'm an aspiring politician, I have to get used to talking about myself and making myself sound special. Over the next few months, you'll hear that I have 2 Ivy League degrees and that I've been involved in various community groups. But nothing you will hear about me over the next few months is more important than this. The best thing about me is the group of people I am able to maintain friendships with. My friends are funny, my friends are smart, my friends are opinionated, and my friends are persuasive. They are not people who read from scripts to strangers. As this campaign moves forward, my top priority will be to make sure that I'm utilizing the talents of my friends. So lots of people have asked me what they can do to help. Here's what you can do to help. I've already had a couple of meet and greets where supporters of mine host in their living room some of their friends and neighbors. I make a presentation so they know what I'm about. Then we talk. I listen to them and respond to what they're saying. I take what they're saying into account and I evolve as a candidate. By the time the election rolls around, I'll be a different person than I am now, with a slightly different focus than I have now, because I'll spend the next month listening to people and adjusting in light of what they say. So if you want to help, you can round up a few friends, get some coffee and pastries, and call me over to your living room where we can have a conversation. We'll have town hall discussions about local issues. You can help by coming and bringing a friend. We'll have electronic town halls on the campaign's Facebook page. You can help by sharing your opinions and ideas. We will have barbecues where you can bring any friends you think I should meet. And if you're participating in any events with people you think I should meet, you can help by inviting me to join you. That's some of what you can do to help, but it's not all. If you want to help, call me. Share your ideas for making White Plains better. Tell me if something I'm saying is ineffective or incorrect. Challenge me with difficult questions. Don't just show up asking me for a script with a list of strangers to call. That's how you can help. Of course, if you want to help, you can also donate money. We're going to do things differently in this campaign, but I can't change that part of it. So donations are welcome, and pretty soon I'll have a website and a donation page if anyone is interested. All right, enough out of me. It's going to be Saad's turn. As I wrap up, I pledge to you that I'm going to spend the next few months being me and running this campaign according to my instincts. I ask that you be you. I ask that you think of how you can help, and you challenge me as we move forward on this journey. Let's work together, my friends. Let's have some fun. And let's turn this great city around so it can start to reach its great potential. Thank you.